Okay. Assalamualaikum and good afternoon to all my students of MEC351 Refrigeration and Air Conditioning class. Okay, so we have done the chapter 1 for today we are going to learn about the chapter 2 psychrometric of air conditioning. Okay, so actually for today we should have a laboratory session if we refer to our schedule or timetable, but still we don't have the lab session yet. So before I say that we are going to have the lab, then we have our lecture class. Okay, I hope all of you have these notes that can be downloaded from the Google Classroom. Okay, so this is our course description for this chapter. You can read by your own, and this is the course outcome of this chapter or our course, and this is our target for the chapter 2 because what we are going to learn is about the introduction to air conditioning comfort and work productivity, and also we have to know the differences between human comfort and process control air conditioning. Okay, at the end of this chapter you should know that fundamental of thermal comfort and how it affects the work productivity in our office. And also students should know the relation of thermal comfort and air conditioning control, because the thermal comfort and air conditioning is very related, and we are going to know what will affect the aircon if the thermal comfort changes. Okay, and determination of relative humidity. I hope you know what is the humidity. This is not humid but humid. This is a typo, spelling error. Okay, specific humidity, dry bulb temperature, wet bulb temperature, and the use of psychrometric chart. I know most of these terms are very alien to you. You never heard about this term, but please don't worry. We are going to learn it in this chapter. It's not very difficult. I can promise you. Okay, and finally you also will know the application of psychometric chart and the equations between its principle. Okay, so let me check first. Okay, everything's okay. Okay, so first of all, we have to know what is the definition of thermal comfort. When we heard about the comfort, so in the Malay words, it is the selesa, sedap, kan, selesa. So when it comes with the thermal, it is all about the heat. So daripada sini, in Malay words, maksudnya penyaman, haba, nyaman haba, maksudnya kita selesa dengan haba. So by the long term of the definition, it is defined by thermal comfort is condition of mind which expresses satisfaction with the thermal environment. So I underline here means it is the key words here: satisfaction, thermal environment. So what we are going to achieve with the thermal comfort is we have to satisfy ourselves with the thermal environment. Kita kena selesa dalam keadaan haba suasana tersebut. Dalam bilik ke, dalam office ke, dari segi haba kita kena selesa. That is what we call thermal comfort. Okay, if you have face-to-face class, I will show you about the thermal comfort video, but since it is our ODL, so you just have to search in the YouTube. Just key in the keywords thermal comfort and search in the YouTube. You can see a lot of the videos that are already available. Okay. Okay, so in easy words, thermal comfort is the satisfactory heat conditions. You will satisfy if the environment is not too hot, and it also must not be too cold, and we must have a good ventilation. Means that there is a wind motion or air motion in our room, but we also do not want it is too windy, terlalu angin kuat, kita tak mahu kan. Dalam bilik kita nak dia juga ada pergerakan angin. That's what we call the ventilation, pengudaraan. Okay, and finally we also must have a good air quality. Sekarang ni banyak saya tengok dalam Shopee, Lazada, dan ramai yang advertise air purifier, ataupun setengah tu letak air essence kan, tambah bau wangi lah. Okay, itu semua untuk air quality, but make sure the air purifier that you buy is a legit one. Jangan nak yang alat-alat menipu lah, sebab air purifier tu sebenarnya untuk filter udara je, nak buang bakteria ke habuk ke macam tu. Okay, so all of those criteria will come up to thermal comfort. Okay, so this is the drawing that I drawn. Kalau terlalu panas, kita panas. Terlalu sejuk pun tak boleh. Kita nak selesa. Apa yang selesa? Thermal comfort. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Okay, to maintain thermal comfort is our goal in air conditioning system. Main factors of affecting thermal comfort are: the first one is the air temperature, the second one is the air speed, third one is relative humidity, and fourth is human metabolic rate, and finally our clothing insulation, pakaian kita. Kalau awak bogel dan sejuk tu pun tak mencapai our thermal comfort goal. Okay, jadi jenis-jenis pakaian tu pun penting kalau dalam segi nak capai thermal comfort. Kalau kita pakai baju sejuk tapi duduk dekat negara panas macam Malaysia sekarang ni, tu orang panggil tak berapa nak batul kan, otak mungkin dah swing-swing. Tapi kalau pakai baju sejuk dalam kawasan yang beraircon dan sejuk, tu kita boleh terima lah, sebab the clothes is used to insulate the heat, to prevent heat comes from your body or to prevent heat from the outside to come into your body. Kita tak nak masuk haba ke dalam badan dan haba badan keluar. Okay. Tapi untuk metabolic rate, macam awak nak exercise ke gym, kalau boleh jangan pakai pakaian tebal. Sebab bila kita melakukan some activities that have the metabolic rate, such as the exercise, main bola and so on, dia akan keluarkan haba dari badan. Salah satunya melalui peluh, sweating. Okay, so let's see about the first factor, air temperature. So air temperature is measured with a dry bulb thermometer, and for this reason it is also known as a dry bulb temperature. Kebiasaan yang awak jumpa temperature dalam sebelum ni itu adalah dry bulb. Tapi there are two types of temperature. One is dry bulb. This is the normal temperature, and also the wet bulb temperature. So if you see the normal thermometer, it indicates the dry bulb temperature reading. A dry bulb temperature reading. So to get our thermal comforts, commonly we need to get the dry bulb temperature in the range of 22 degrees Celsius to 24 degrees Celsius. But it's not limited to this range. It actually depends on the personal favor. Sebab kadang-kadang dekat negara Mak Saleh, diorang dah biasa sejuk. So maybe it is acceptable for 22 or 21 degree for them. But untuk saya yang lahir dekat negara panas macam Malaysia, membesar pun negara Malaysia, hidup sekarang pun negara Malaysia, saya tak berapa sesuai dengan suhu ni. Sebab kalau aircon dekat rumah saya pun untuk tidur saya set 26, 27. Kalau saya set 22 ke 23, saya rasa sejuk. Last sekali saya tutup aircon. Okay. Tapi kalau 26, 27, saya boleh tidur tanpa gangguan sampai pagi lah. So moral of the story is this range is just a standard. So for your design purpose, you have to use this range as a thermal comforts goal. So when you calculate the cooling load for the aircon design, so make sure you have to use this range 22 degree to 24 degrees Celsius. So it is okay if you have 23, 22.5 or 23.5 as long as it is in this range. Okay, tapi kalau awak design aircon dekat rumah saya tak maulah. Sebab saya as a client, awak as a engineer, awak kena ikut client. So saya client, saya kata nak 26. So kena terimalah 26. But for the standard purpose, kita guna range ni. Okay, that's for the air temperature. And for the airspeed is defined as the rate of air movement at a point without regard to direction. Recommended to have uniform airspeed with appropriate cooling effects. Too high or too low will give discomfort to occupants. So in this slide, we do not have any value standard value for the airspeed. It is because the airspeed standard will change depends on the application. Macam let's say in the kitchen we have a lot of what we call vapor fumes, smokes from the cook, so we need to remove all the air as fast as possible, so we are going to have a very high air speed. But for, let's say, for the bedroom, we do not want high air speeds, because if high air speed, it will give higher noise, a loud noise, so we do not want high decibel value in the bedroom. It will affect our sleeping, relaxing activities. Okay, so that's why for the airspeed we have to refer to the manual standard from the S3. S3. Okay, I write it down. Where is my pen? Wait a second, sorry. Where is my pen? I need, okay. Oops. Where is it? Okay. Ash ESHRAE. This is American Standard of Heating, Refrigerating and Air Conditioning and Engineering Societies. American Societies of Heating, Refrigerating and Air Conditioning, engineers. Okay, you can try to Google S3 if you want to know more about them. We also have a branch in Indonesia. Okay, so basically S3 is an organization that provide standards for refrigeration, heating and air conditioning engineers. Okay, so they produce a lot of manuals and also handbooks for the engineers to refer in designing the aircon system. If you have extra money, you also can join them as a member, first as a student, and after you become an engineer you can become as their engineer members, fellow members and board members. This is very good for your career advancement later. Okay, so that's all about the airspeed. Now we go to the humidity. Okay, basically we have two types of humidity. One is the relative humidity and the second one is specific humidity. But here we just note that relative humidity. Relative humidity, or sometimes I put it as in the short form RH, is the ratio of the amount of water vapor in the air to the amount of water vapor that the air could hold at that specific temperature and pressure. It looks like a complicated terms, but no, don't worry. As an engineer, we can use a formula to remember the definitions. So let's say ratio, so it means ratio lah, amount of water vapor in the air. Okay, so let's say you have MV. V stands for vapor. Berapa berat? Mass. So it in terms of mass, because the amount of water vapor to the amount of water vapor that the air could hold. Maksudnya berapa banyak udara yang boleh simpan air. So maximum lah kan. Contoh saya letak maximum. But we don't use max symbol here. We use symbol G. Maksudnya vapor. Complete. 100% vapor. Kalau awak ingat dekat MEC 351 thermodynamics, G stands for vapor. Symbol for vapor. Okay. So higher RH, relative humidity, means that lesser evaporation, lesser heat removal from the body. Hence, body will feel hot. Tak selesa. Ini apa yang kita alami. All the Malaysians are facing right now. We have very high humidity. So, our heat from the body is quite harder to remove to the environment in form of sweating. Peluh. Sebab tu peluh kita dekat negara tropika, dia peluh melekat dekat kulit, penuh air. So jadi busuk badan kita kan. Tapi kalau terlalu rendah, too low of relative humidity will affect your mucous membrane dalam tengkuk ni, dalam leher, dalam tengkak-tengkak awak lah. Akan may results to flu, throat pain, respiratory problem. Ni especially in the winter climate. Sebab tu diorang kalau musim sejuk, diorang meningkat dia punya case demam, influenza lah. Sekarang kan musim COVID, diorang sekarang tengah risau COVID plus influenza pula. Sebab influenza season biasanya berlaku hujung tahun, waktu winter. Okay, itu kelemahan pula kan. Tapi kalau Malaysia, kalau kita ni sepanjang tahun panas, hujan dan tinggi humidity. So badan kita dah biasa dengan cuaca kita. Tapi kalau foreigner datang, especially from the Europe or top hemisphere countries, dia datang Malaysia, dia susah nak adapt sebab kita panas. Sebab tu kalau awak perasan Mak Saleh datang pakai seluar pendek sebab memang dia panas. Datang Malaysia, kita okey je pakai seluar panjang kan, sebab dah biasa lah. Okay, so for the relative humidity, we have an acceptable range that we should use in our design process. The range is between 30% to 60%. Tapi average dekat Malaysia is more than 60%. So basically in Malaysia, if you design an aircon system, you must reduce relative humidity figures. Sebab tu awak tengok aircon dekat rumah awak, dia keluarkan air dalam bentuk titisan kan. Dia ada pipe dekat luar tu, dia keluar satu titik. Kalau awak tadah baldi tu, sekejap je penuh baldi. Datang dari mana air tu? Air tu sebenarnya adalah condensation water that's come from the air. Air tu lah yang datang daripada humidity ni. Sebab humidity kita tinggi, kandungan air banyak dalam udara. So bila aircon hidup, aircon lakukan condensation process untuk kurangkan humidity. So bila berlaku condensation untuk kurangkan humidity, air daripada udara itu perlu berubah jadi liquid. Tu yang jadi titisan air. Titisan air kita buang ke longkang. Okay, rugi. Depends lah. Kalau awak nak buat jadi air masak pun tak ada masalah. Awak rebus. Tapi saya rasa kandungan air tu lebih tak ada nutrien, dia kosong. Jadi macam air suling lah. Kita tahu air suling tu datang daripada condensation process kan. Benda lebih kurang yang sama. But in some developed countries, tak silap saya, Singapore is trying to use or recycle that water to be used in the flush toilet system. Air tu disimpan, masuk balik guna dekat flush toilet. Jadi tak rugilah. Kita tahu Singapore kekurangan sumber air, so dia cuba guna sebaik mungkin apa-apa possibilities to use the water. Okay, boring dah. Sikit lagi. Okay, ni contoh peluh ni sebab high relative humidity. Kalau low relative humidity, example dia dekat desert gurun Sahara, sana panas dan kering. Kering tu maksudnya low humidity. Jadi kandungan dalam udara, air dalam udara sangat rendah. Bila badan melakukan metabolic proses, kita akan keluarkan air secara berpeluh. Okey, di Malaysia disebabkan air dah banyak dalam udara, air tu susah nak vaporize atau evaporate to be in the water, in the air. Jadi tak boleh nak vaporize, dia maintain dekat kulit. Tapi dekat gurun tadi, sebab kandungan air dalam udara sangat rendah, bila kita peluh, dia cepat berubah jadi dalam titisan air di udara melalui proses vaporization ataupun evaporation. Sebab tu dekat gurun kita berpeluh tapi kita tak perasan sebab kita tak nampak air dekat kulit kita. Jadi tahu-tahu air dah banyak hilang dari badan. Apa jadi? Jadilah hydration. Boleh mati pula dah. Sebab tu dekat Malaysia kita jarang dengar overhydration kan. Sebab kita bila dah tengok peluh ni, kita tahu dah kita dahaga, dah kering, dah kita pergi minum air. Tapi kalau dekat tempat yang kering, kita tak perasan air di dalam badan kita hilang melalui proses sweating and vaporization to the air. Okay, faham Okay, this is the equation of relative humidity. How much water in the air over how much water it can hold at saturation. So we can summarize that to control thermal comfort, if environment is very hot, aircon will reject heat from the room. Kan? Bila panas, kita reject heat lah. Barulah suhu turun capai 22 hingga 24 darjah Celsius yang kita nak tadi. Okay. If environment is cold, very cold, as an example in the winter season, aircon will heat, kan? Bila sejuk, kena panaskan, dapat haba, so temperature akan naik, nak capai thermal comfort tadi berapa? 22 to 24 degree Celsius. Cuma dekat Malaysia, function nak heating ni tak ada lah. Sebab tak pernah ada dekat Malaysia ni suhu sampai macam suhu musim sejuk Eropah macam tu. So dalam aircon dekat rumah kita tak ada function heating. It's not there, the function of heating process. So aircon dekat Malaysia ni lagi murah berbanding negara 4 musim. Kita hanya sejukkan je, tapi aircon dekat sana perlu sejuk waktu panas, perlu panas waktu sejuk. Okay. And if environment is too humid, means that it has a high relative humidity, aircon will dehumidify ataupun kurangkan kelembapan. Okay. Sebab apa? Bila tinggi, kita kena kurangkanlah. Sebab kita ada range dia. Berapa range untuk humidity tadi? Kita nak between 30 to 60%, if you remember. Okay. Saya akan bagi soalan ni dalam Google Classroom nantilah. Between 30 to 60%. Yang ni tadi 22 degree. Between 22 and 24 degrees Celsius. Okay. And if environment is very dry, means that low relative humidity. Ni contoh dia dekat tadilah gurun ke ataupun negara Eropah waktu musim sejuk. Aircon will humidify. Maksudnya aircon akan tambah air masuk ke udara. Kalau nak kurangkan, kita kena buang air dari udara. Kalau nak tambah, kita tambah air. Kurang, buang air. Tambah air. Okey. Sebab itulah saya tak setuju dekat kedai mamak. Biasa dia ada kipas yang sambung dengan air tu kan. Dia spray air masuk dalam kawasan restoran dia pula. Kalau restoran tu open air, tak ada problem. Tapi kalau close room, saya tak perhatilah. Kita dah lah tinggi relative humidity kita, kelembapan kita kan. Dia ni tambah lagi. So bila humidity tinggi, air ni kita tahu specific heat dia tinggi, heat storage dia tinggi, dia simpan haba. So awak tambah lagi panas dia. Tapi kalau untuk open air, tak ada problem. Jangan buat benda ni bila dalam bilik. Okay. Kita dah cukup lembab. Jangan jadi lembab otak. Okay. So, sebelum masuk terminologies and formula, yang ni panjang. Awak tengok ni. Ni saya kena tunjuk example sebab dia calculation yang detail. So untuk hari ni saya rasa cukup dulu sampai dekat sini as an introduction to our chapter 2. So for our next lecture class, I will go to our terminologies and formula for our chapter 2. So make sure you are prepared. You have all these notes in front of you. You have print it out, and I will show you the example. Okay, one more thing, please download and print the psychrometric chart. Okay, this is psychrometric chart. You can find in the internet. It also included in the thermodynamic textbooks yang McGraw-Hill tu, yang penulis dia cengel yang tu. Dekat belakang properties table ada psychrometric chart ni. Kalau tak ada juga, saya akan letak dalam Google Classroom, tapi saya rasa sudah ada. Let's find it out. Oh, saya tak masuk lagi. Okay, saya masuk sekarang. Material. Okay. Google Drive. Upload. And 351 notes. Oh, tak ada. Good job, yo. I have in somewhere. This one. Okay. So make sure you download and print this psychrometric chart, because the chapter 2 and chapter 3 we are going to use these charts in a lot of the problems. I put it here under notes. Okay, pause. Okay, this one. Okay, so don't forget to submit attendance form, and I'll put a simple question under here. Make sure you answer that question at the end of this class. It means that a few minutes after this video ends. So that's all for today's 2nd November 2020 class. If you have any problem or questions about our live class today, don't shy. Just let me know in the group. I don't prefer you to personal message me, because I have a group for you. So make sure you post any question or problem in that WhatsApp group. I don't want to give a special attention to special students among you. I want to be very fair and square. Okay, so that's all. Thank you. Don't forget to submit the attendance form, and again I remind you to answer my question. Okay, so assalamualaikum and good evening dan salam sejahtera. Bye bye.